Hey guys. Okay, welcome back to another live. It is Saturday, I think. Yes, it is. I haven't been sleeping much, but last night I did get more sleep. So I'm feeling a little better and I'm just waiting for some of you guys to get on. And I'm also waiting so I can see myself, so I can see as you guys come on and see as you ask me questions. I think I can see it, but I'm not sure. So I am going to give it a few minutes here so I can give some people some time. I know it's a Saturday and I should probably try to start scheduling these things. I will admit I have a little bit of a hard time committing to doing things like this. And I'm a little bit more of a free bird in terms of doing things with my time. I like to fly by the seat of my pants and just be free with what I am inspired to do. So I'm just going to give you guys a little more time to come on. And again, when I do start talking, we're going to talk about a little bit from manifesting from the void state, how I understand it. And I didn't really know that there was a term for it until I read Neville Goddard talk about it. And I realized, oh, that's what I just always considered to be one of my awakenings, because I had what I would consider, I mean, every day, hopefully you're evolving somewhat and awakening, but I had 3 distinct experiences of awakening in my life. And one of them was what I always, from that experience, I always kind of tapped into the feeling of it. And it's something that I feel has always empowered me to manifest easier. And I will never be one of those people who says manifesting itself is simple. It's easy. It's instant. But getting to it can take you a good amount of time in your life. And I'm not going to say a specific time because then everybody gets caught up in that. It can take some time to actually understand it fully and apply it. But let's just say, for the sake of this, let's just give it a timestamp of 3 months. Okay. Even though it can take some people a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And don't worry, don't get all caught up thinking, oh, my manifestation is going to take that long. But the whole point is sometimes it takes long for you to first understand what manifesting really is, understand that the process is working for you, not against you, to trust in that, and to really start to overcome your limiting beliefs, basically. So some people might be able to shift through that very easily, but sometimes when we have, we're all perfect in our imperfection and we're all broken to some degree. And there are just varying degrees of that. I don't mean that to say I probably shouldn't have said it that way. I guess what I'm trying to say is some of us have grown up in varying degrees of abuse. I grew up with emotional and verbal abuse. I have since healed that, and I've forgiven my dad for doing it. And I forgive also my grandfather, who was very abusive with me. I forgive him for doing it. Some people have grown up in just things that I can't even bring myself to say. I can't fathom it. I can't understand it. I can't make sense of it. The horrible things that some people have had to endure. I can't make sense of why some people experience those things. From a manifesting perspective, I can't understand it. So sometimes some of you guys may ask a question like that, and you're like, how do I deal with memories like that? And I feel like the best way to do that, and this is kind of going off topic, and I haven't even checked in to see if I can see you guys. I should do that. I'll just get to the void state in a second, but I want to finish this thought before I lose it, because I have been going through major ADD, ADHD, whatever it is, for the last couple of days. The best thing to do if you're having a hard time overcoming past, we're talking about severe trauma, severe abuse, things like that, which I am not, by the way. I can't coach somebody in those areas because it would be dangerous for me to. And I personally wouldn't be able to even handle it, to be it just, you don't look at a coach to handle things like that. It's irresponsible of a coach to do that. if you are, let me just be clear, if you are stuck in the wound, if you're stuck in the wound, it's irresponsible. If you are aware that it is something that's in your past and you're ready to move forward and you're ready to start anew and you're ready to be present in the moment now and you're creating from the now, then I can help with that because that's what a coach does. But, I think you get what I'm trying to say. So let me see if anybody is even on. Let's see. All right. I have some people. Good morning, Marie. Good morning. Love it when you go live. Thank you. I love going live too. I wish I could figure out how to do this in in real time, because there's always a weird delay when I look at myself on YouTube versus what I'm saying. But good morning. I hope that you're having a good morning so far. Minesh, good morning. Good morning. We'll give everything a few more minutes. So I'll finish this thought that I was saying. So one of the best ways, even if you don't understand why, the abuse happened to you when you were a kid. I can't understand, again, why it happens to anybody. I don't get it. I mean, from a 3D perspective, the perpetrator, the abusers were stuck in their own wounds and they were all in their ego and they weren't at all in their true nature. Because I do believe that everyone, when they're not stuck in their ego and in their fear, I do believe that everyone is capable of pure love. I do believe that. I believe that it's inherent in every human being. But I see that, a lot of people through their egos, which is basically when you are stuck in your fear and you're stuck in your wound and you refuse to see the truth about you and the truth in God, and you refuse to see yourself as being everything that God sees you. And you don't have to necessarily believe in that way. But what I'm trying to get at is if you're stuck in your fear and you're stuck in your wound, and you see life through that lens, that's how some people end up becoming abusers, because they are seeing life from that skewed perception of fear and separation. Somebody had made a comment on my video a couple of days ago, basically saying that I had said in one of my videos that our desires, and I'm not talking about yearning and wanting, I'm not talking about a needy thing, the things that are inside of us in our core, planted deep within us, the things that we know that we deserve and that we're worthy of, the things that we want, that are like the love of our life, our other half, the money that we deserve, the career that we want. Maybe we want to write a particular book. Maybe we want to invent something. I should do a video, by the way. I was actually working on an invention years ago, and I have an awesome story about that. But anyway, when we have all of these desires that are within us, those desires that are coming from that place that lights you up, those are coming from God. Those are the things that God has planted inside of you, and each seed is programmed, right? Each seed is already programmed with whatever it is to basically become a solidified thing in your life when you trust in it and when you don't let your fear, worry, or doubt block it. Somebody had commented on the video where I had mentioned basically the seeds that God plants within us. And they said, not all seeds are from God. What if somebody has a seed to hit somebody or harm somebody, and somebody else responded, which I want to say the person's name was Robert Wells. I believe that's the person's name. And shout out to Robert Wells. Everybody, Robert Wells, everybody. And then here, everybody say, hey, Robert. But anyway, Robert, he came with it. I love his comment was perfect and concise, that he said, they're not even desires from my perspective. Those are all stemming from ego. That's the whole point. That is not when you know somebody or when you want to harm. I know that you guys don't want to harm. I have to say that when I stay in my little reality, in my world of my subscribers, for example, or even most people in this community are the most loving people. And when I step outside of this world and this reality and I watch the news, or I watch even other YouTube channels that aren't within the community, I can see people are scary. All people are driven by their egos. But those kinds of behaviors of wanting to harm somebody are not God at all. Those are not seeds planted from God. Those are seeds planted from something that's opposite of God. And we will just say, for the sake of this video, that something is your ego, and it's your ego way out of control. It's the lowest form of your ego. Okay. It's like the lowest, absolutely lowest, most fearful, desperate form of ego that wants to harm other people. So war, things like that, all ego, 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 not God at all. Okay. All right. So let's see, how many people do we have on? I want to wait until we get a good amount of people till I get into this void state. So let's see. Sezin, hello, Kim. You look so nice. Love your outfit. Oh, thank you. How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're good. Let's see. I am trying to forgive and forget what my SP has said to me in anger. Oh, so I decided what I'm going to do today. I'm going to read your question and I'm going to answer, but I am going to answer from a pure law of assumption perspective. And it's going to be kind of, at least I plan to, it's going to be kind of hardcore in a way, like, in other words, I'm not going to get emotional because I tend to get emotional on these things because it's live and I get deep into my feelings, guys. I get deep into my love because I love to love, and love is a beautiful thing. And I'm super sensitive, and I tend to really feel deeply and passionately. So when I get into my feelings, and I'm really like, especially like if somebody like, I'm like, am I working myself up to cry right now? I'm not. But like when somebody is hurting, like, you know, the best thing I can do for you if you're in your wound is not to see you in your wound and not to go there and everything. It's very hard because I'm super compassionate and I'm an empath. But the best thing that I can do for all of y'all, all of you guys, I don't even know why I just said that. It's so out of character. The best thing that I can do for all of you guys is to not see you in a state where, you know, you're anything but everything that you want to be. But I know for the sake of teaching, I have to see this. So, Manesh, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I am trying to forgive it. So I might be hardcore with you guys. Okay. But I love you. It's all with love. And when I say hardcore, you know, it's not going to be hard. It's going to be in a soft, loving nature. Okay. So Manesh, I am trying to forgive and forget what my SP has said to me in anger. It was traumatizing, but I know he is not that version, but has gone through a lot of fear. Okay. So black and white, the first thing I'm going to say is, and I'm not saying that this is you, Manesh, but when we're talking about, you know, that I like to focus on my channel on deep soul connections. Okay. So love. And so if anybody was, and Manesh, I'm not saying that this was the case with you. Okay. But anybody, I just like to say this, anybody who is like truly abused, that like horrible things happened with you and another person. That to me is not, I'm not talking about those things. Those to me are not deep soul connections. I know a lot of channels would say law of assumption is that you create everybody how they are in your reality. Yes, that is true. But through the middle, when we go through 3D experiences, we all know that 3D can show us the old versions of people, and we may have to like dig our heels in and go through maybe some ups and downs in our reality until they actually shift. There's a big difference with dealing with somebody hanging up on us or calling us names or like saying, I never want to see you or blocking you. You'll live through that. There's a difference between that kind of, let's call it upheaval of the old story versus upheaval of an old story of actually being physically harmed. So I will just say, Manesh, I'll get back to you, but I will say, I don't believe in trying to manifest somebody back who was outright like true abuse. Okay. I'm talking about true abuse. That's just my take on it. So Manesh, let's say, thank you, Manesh. I love you too. So Manesh, I'm going to assume that this wasn't actual abuse when you say traumatized, because I get it. I know that for me, I'm super sensitive and I can be traumatized by just about anything because I'm just like super sensitive. Your SP mirrored back to you. So everything in your reality is yourself pushed out, and everyone in your reality is your messenger, basically holding up basically a mirror right in front of you saying, just FYI, this is what you expected of me. This is what you believed I was going to do. On some level, you were afraid I was going to do this. You were afraid I was going to say something like this. You were afraid you were going to be treated this way, either because you thought this way, either because you thought this way about me specifically, or you think this way about relationships, or you think this way about yourself when you fall in love. Love could be a scary idea to you because of past wounds and fears. So again, we're excluding abuse. In the situation where your SP showed up and that happened, your SP did not intend on hurting you. Your SP was doing their job as your mirror soul, if we're talking about deep soul connections, basically saying, if you want this relationship with me, you have to look at the stuff first, because the baggage that you have, the fears that you have, and the belief system that you currently have about either me, a relationship, or yourself in a relationship with me, or whatever, those are all self-concept things. The baggage that you have does not, it's basically not a match. It's a contradiction of the end that you actually want. The relationship that we all want is that we are heard, we are seen, we are loved, we are cherished, we're adored, we matter. That there, I would hope, this is the relationship that I would always want with anybody in my life, but especially with my person. It's a marriage or a relationship, for me, marriage of equality, of fun, of ease, of passion, of love, healthy, safe fun, enjoyment, getting pleasure with each other, enjoying every moment together. When one is insecure, the other one holds the other one and comforts you, that you are each other's safe haven, and it is totally safe to be insecure and to be afraid. Like, if anything, the best of you guys show up for each other when the other one is hurting, because you guys love each other so much. So when you show up for yourself in your dark, when you show up for yourself, when you're in that wound and in your dark, and you love yourself, and you turn to yourself and you accept yourself with all of those wounds and all those insecurities, then your other half mirrors that back to you. Okay. How and when, I can't tell you, nobody can. So Manush, I hope that that answered your question. It was your fears, it was your doubts, it was your insecurities that somehow you projected onto your SP. Okay. So what do? You are not trying to ever, and this goes for everybody in every situation, you're never trying, sorry. I hope this is good still. Oh, shoot. No. Can you guys still see me? Am I still live? Oh, God. Anyway, let me see if we're still on. Yes, we're still on. God, I thought I lost you. I did something weird to the camera, and now it's telling me something weird. So hopefully I don't lose you guys. I'm just going to try to fix this again. I'm afraid to touch the buttons. Okay. Now that completely threw me off. I actually got into a sweat here. Thank you, Manesh. Thank you. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Unfortunately, it was probably something good. So hopefully it'll come back up. That just threw me off because I thought I lost you guys. So I got nervous for a second. Hopefully that thought trail will come back. That happens, ADHD, I lose it, and I need to affirm that I've cured myself from that. Okay, so corpus morbid. Hi, Kim, I love your hair. Thank you, I appreciate that. All right. And I love you guys too. Thank you, Manesh. I love you too. The real Osita, I took inspired action. I met a possible soulmate. Ooh. Then my ex called me from a fake number. What? Oh my God. I love it. It's so funny. Oh my God. I'm sure. Hopefully you tell us more about that. So I took inspired action. I met a possible soulmate. Then my ex called me from a fake number. That's crazy. I love it. It's so much fun. Cezanne, thanks for asking and remembering me. Of course, I remember. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this is like how I used to be with my clients at my business too. You commented that time also on the intro song. You were the first person to actually pick up on that. My intro song for the channel is Nothing Can Come Between Us by Sade, right? That's one of me and my person's songs together. So of course I remember you. You're rememberable. You're lovable. Okay. If so much better, made a huge switch. Thanks for asking and remembering me. Appreciate. I'm so much better, made a huge switch. Yay. And manifesting from the state feels easier, much easier, right? Always try to manifest from the state of having, not from the state of lack, because when you manifest from the state of lack, you're constantly going to be micromanaging and trying to control your 3D reality. Oh, this is actually where I was going. I just remembered my trail of thought. So it dovetails right into this point. You are never controlling other people in your reality. You're never manipulating or controlling or saying or doing things to try to get reactions out of people. That is not manifesting. That is 3D reality based manipulative controlling behavior. You are controlling yourself and you're changing yourself. And then you all know this. Everything in your reality has to change because you've changed yourself. The mirror has to reflect you back to you always, no matter what. And it's not going to ask you, are you sure you want this? Because I'm going to bring it to you. It's not going to ask you that. Okay. The where you get like the warnings of like, hey, you're creating something you're not going to like is through your feelings. When you feel that feeling, like your energy is dipped, you feel drained, you feel out of control, you feel scared, worried, nervous, you're spiraling. Those are all warning signs. Those are all like you might as well go danger, danger, danger. You are thinking outside of the wish fulfilled right now. You need to get back into your state. You need to cry. You need to get this out of your system right now. You need to just, while you're going through this, keep reminding yourself this may be happening right now, but this is all part of me leveling up. This is all part of the healing process. I'm still manifesting everything that I want because I know that all of my desires are what God wants to create through me. So it's okay that I'm crying right now. It's okay that I'm afraid right now. I don't have to be afraid of my fearful thoughts. It's totally normal and natural being human to have fearful thoughts. So I'm not going to get caught up and worried and anxious about, being like super vigilant about my thinking now. Like walk yourself, talk yourself through it, cry, love that little part of yourself that's crying. And I'm not going to get emotional. Love yourself through it, nurture yourself through it, treat yourself to things that you love. Like, if you have the money and if it's not going to cause any resistance with money, treat yourself, buy yourself something, buy a new, and I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying use retail therapy, which who doesn't love that, right? Well, a lot of people don't, but I'm not saying to use things like when I'm about to say what I'm saying, I'm not saying to use things outside of you to stuff your emotions down. I'm saying handle it, like pay attention to it in the sense that you're loving it. Just like if a kid, this will be a funny visual for you. You guys know how sensitive I am. Like if a kid, or if you like shrunk me down into this mini me, this little kid version of me, if you care about me, right? If I was crying and like yanking on your pants leg and saying, I feel so unloved. I feel like I don't matter. I feel like this. I feel like a waste. I feel like I'm stupid. Nobody loves me. I can't have anything that I want. Life sucks. If I was doing that, I'll bet you almost all of you guys would scoop me up in a heartbeat and give me a hug and say, are you crazy? You are so lovable. I love you. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. And you would remind me, right? Same like, you can imagine a kid in your life, if you have children, things that I just wanted to make a joke of me being a little mini me. If you do that with yourself, if you're in the middle of a spiral, you take care of your feelings first. You don't stuff them down. You handle it. You love yourself through it. Then you can, after you've handled it, then you can distract yourself, flip the script. And by the way, again, while you are crying, you are going to affirm this is a good thing. Me getting this out and having this breakdown is going to be a breakthrough. I know that while I'm doing this and I'm getting rid of the old story and I'm really letting it purge out of me, this is healing me. This is powerfully healing me. And I'm still manifesting everything that I want, period. Like you affirm like that. And then after you've actually taken care of your feelings and you've soothed that part of yourself and you've accepted and loved yourself for exactly who you are and how you are with all of your insecurities, right? Then, you know what? Go buy yourself something if it's not going to put you any financial resistance. Treat yourself to something that you love to eat or drink. I'm not saying, again, like I don't want you to stuff yourself with like pizza and cookies and cakes, unless that sounds good. Unless I'm not going to do that though. unless like if you can, like if you're somebody that can eat things like that and doesn't like cause you kind of physical problems in any way, treat yourself to something that you love to eat, or but you can also just like treat yourself to your favorite tea or whatever. If you want to have a drink, but just don't have a drink to try to quiet your feelings down, because then that's defeating the whole purpose. You're not really dealing with your feelings, and they're going to keep coming up and keep showing themselves in your reality until you handle them. You can also affirm. Yes. Can you just affirm past limiting beliefs and past pain? You can, but I have to say that is kind of master level. So, but you can try it. Of course you can. You can affirm that as of right now, I am fully healed. I'm completely healed. I'm happy. I'm whole. I am. Like, you can do that, but that is kind of master level. So I just have to say that. Okay. So treat yourself, love yourself. And then when you start to get out of that spiral or do things that you love too. Like I was talking to a client the other day, like you don't have to like take a trip around the world. Things that you do to enjoy your life day to day can be everything from taking a walk out in nature, like go take a walk by the water, take a walk in nature, take a walk in the forest, sit outside on your deck, or go to a restaurant where they have a patio, have a drink, people watch, like read your favorite book, watch your favorite movie, go visit friends, visit family. Just when you do those things, just make sure that you don't get caught up in talking about your old story. Like that should be a no-no. You should set a boundary with everybody that you're not like, that's a hands-off subject. You're not going to be talking about or complaining about or ruminating about things that you want to manifest that haven't manifested yet. Okay. But just, do things that you love, work out. Like you guys, like I probably work out. I try to work out at least once a day. If I'm not like, I actually think I may have got COVID over the past couple of days. I'm not sure. But I'm feeling better now. Thank God. But even through that, I still worked out as much as I could, though I got fatigued like within like 5 minutes. But work out, take care of your body, move your body. Disrupting spirals can be as easy as moving your body. Work out, get some of that energy out, dance, listen to your favorite music, things like that. Okay, so let's get back to this. I haven't talked about the void state yet. How many people do we have on? Okay, cool. So I need to take a little water. Oh boy, I have a lot of questions coming in here. Okay. Is it Adri? Take your time with answering this, and you most likely talk about manifesting SP, but do you have any experience in manifesting physical appearance, et cetera? Yes. If so, what are your experiences? Well, when I was younger, I ended up losing, God, I don't know how many pounds. I have a video on that. I'll try to remember to put a link down in the description. If so, I should be confident to do what I'm about to say, but I'm not going to do it, because once you put something out there, then it's out there. If I showed you guys a picture of myself a few years ago with me now, you would see a major physical appearance manifestation. So yes, you can. How you do that is basically manifesting is the same literally with everything. Now, you can't, and I am going to say this, and if somebody wants to come on and say that's a limiting belief, go ahead. I'm not even going to argue with you. I don't care. I'm going to accept this as a limiting belief. If you are born, for example, one ethnicity, you can't manifest yourself to become another ethnicity. If you were born a 6 foot tall man, you can't manifest yourself to be a 5'3" tall woman. If you want to fly, you can't manifest yourself growing wings. Okay, so there are limitations to things that you can manifest. Sorry. And I swear to God, if anybody says those are limiting beliefs, then you tell me in the comments below. Enlighten me and tell me how you've manifested those kinds of physical changes. It's like, it's almost as if saying then that gravity doesn't need to exist, which I still believe in that too. So anyway, Adri, you literally just manifest in the same way you manifest everything else. You see yourself as like right now, I was down at my goal weight. I was feeling super good, lean, sexy. I still feel sexy. but now I have to see myself as being lean because I ended up gaining like, I don't know, I want to say 14 pounds back. And so now I'm going within, and even if when I look in the mirror when I'm naked, I still love myself and I still love my body exactly how it is. There's just a little more of me right now. But I try not to body shame myself. I try to love my curves and adore myself exactly how I am. I think that's really important, especially in relationships. But I will love myself exactly how I am, but I will see myself being like the weight that I want to see myself. I'll imagine myself when I'm walking. I imagine feeling myself lean down. I automatically kind of elongate my whole body. Like I imagine myself just feeling slim, feeling strong, feeling sexy. Although again, like I'll let myself feel sexy no matter what weight I'm at, even though yes, when I've gained weight, I will have moments where I dip and I get sad or I get frustrated with myself or I get angry. But that's when I love myself through it and do all the same work that we're talking about. So long-winded message just to say, Audrey, that's how you do it. You basically just see yourself how you want to see yourself in your mind, and you love yourself exactly how you are when you look at yourself in the mirror, like through the middle. Okay. You don't look in the mirror. For example, I cleared up my acne this way. I always had acne. And so I will imagine my face clear. I will imagine like I'll just see myself in my mind with a very clear face. My skin is glowing. I'll say affirmations to myself like I love that my skin is glowing. I love that my skin is so smooth. I love that every day my skin gets clearer and clearer. Like that's a perfect example of how you would if you had like pimples and you wanted to manifest them away. It doesn't mean that you won't be inspired to use some sort of a topical cream, but this is how manifestation works. When you deliberately affirm for something, then you'll be inspired, right? You might be inspired to get a particular product. What will happen is instead of like, say that you have, let's use this as an example. Say you have a breakout on the first of the month and you focus on clearer skin. I love that my skin is so clear. I love that my face is so smooth. I love that my skin looks so good. I love that my face looks good. I love that every day my face and my skin is getting clearer and clearer, even if you're looking at yourself and you see a breakout, right? Now, so let's say you weren't aware of manifesting and you were just like really coming down on yourself. So you're very much in the 3D based reality thinking of the acne. You would look at yourself and you would get upset every time you look at yourself, and you would kind of beat yourself up probably. And you probably go through some cycle of like this self-hate stuff. Like, oh, it looks so ugly. I'm so embarrassed. I hate the way I look. People must notice it, that kind of thing. And then that would perpetuate it, and it would probably make the symptoms worse, and you'd probably break out more and this and that. You might then go online or go to the pharmacy or go wherever and try different topical things that might actually make the problem worse, right? You might go to the dermatologist and he might put you on something that makes your problem even worse. That is, if you have this experience of, we're going to use breaking out as an example, and you're coming at it from a not so deliberate place, 3D reality based. If you do the same thing, but now you're aware that, okay, I can actually manifest clear skin. I can deliberately manifest clearer skin. Now, when you approach it with all of that self-love that I mentioned earlier and the affirmations that I mentioned earlier, and when you look in the mirror, you don't beat yourself up. You love yourself exactly how you are, and you see yourself as having clear skin. You really imagine yourself having clear skin. You can imagine friends or family, loved ones, anyone that's close to you saying, wow, you look amazing. I love you. Look, your skin glows. You look so amazing. Those are the kinds of things that how I would do it in my mind and my imagination. Then what happens is you will be kind of inspired and directed through the little bridge of incidents. You will end up going from that point to finding the right stuff, whatever it is that you need. It might be knowledge that you need to stop eating a particular thing. It might be knowledge that you have to start drinking a particular thing. It might be knowledge of that plus the right topical cream or seeing the right dermatologist. In other words, the steps that you'll go through will be much faster and quicker. Instead of going through 10 steps and maybe 10 months of something, you'll go through maybe 3 steps and maybe a week or 2 weeks or a month of something. In other words, that's what manifesting actually looks like. Can you have instant manifestation where you're broken out one night, and then you wake up and your face is perfectly clear? A lot of people would say that's possible. I am going to come from the school of thought that I don't want to, I hope that I'm not like triggering anybody. I'm going to be a little more limited in that and say, probably not likely, just because of how our human brains work. Possible? Yes. Likely? No. And I'm just giving to you straight. That's it. And if that's a limiting belief of mine, then you don't have to subscribe to it. All right, let's see. So Audrey, I hope that answered. Okay, the real Osita, so this is regarding the SP that called you from a fake number. Cracks me up. I need to take a sip. Guys, in case you saw my other live when I talked about my, I'm going to take real Osita in a sec. When I talked about that I had to go to the dentist and I was getting, this situation with the crown that I lost. It wasn't a good situation. It wasn't painful, but it wasn't fun. And I definitely manifested a problem. So I'm waiting again. Hopefully the solution will come in quickly and I can, whatever, but it is what it is. That's what manifesting is. I have a belief about dentists. It happened. I hope you didn't hear that gulp. That would be embarrassing. I'll see that later when I watch it. Okay. So the real Osita, so this is the SP that called you from a fake number. He's been watching Walk My Dog. I knew it in my guy. I felt him around my heart. Oh, this is the new person. I love him. He loves me. Somebody else broke us up. Oh, I'm confused, but I'm sorry. It's okay. It was probably just some sort of upheaval about a fear that you had. Just, you know what you need to do. He thought I sent his personal pics around the world. I didn't send it to my family and friends, not to disrespect him, but to brag. I came to him. I wanted him after him texting me. You'll be okay. Don't worry. Manesh, yes, you're right. Thank you. Okay, real Osita, I see. Oops, that just went way down. I'm sorry. I have a ton of things here that I missed. You still see me. Okay, so I'm going way back. Good. My camera still has a weird message on it, and I'm afraid to touch it. Real Osita, I see that you're like asking a lot of things, but now I'm seeing a whole bunch of other. So with love, I love you, but I can't take all of yours because then I won't be able to get to anyone else. The one thing with real Osita, my ex is my twin flame. As soon as I hung up with the soulmate, my ex called. Oh, wow. I gave up and he reached out first time in 7 months. I love him down to my soul. Ooh, I love that. Love him down to my soul. I love him. Sorry. Oh, somewhere someone's laughing right now. I met the new soulmate, and when I said goodnight, my ex reached out. I asked my mom, who passed, for help the morning after he called. Okay. Well, no matter what, I'm just happy that you're happy. Okay. So Luna, so wonderful that you just answered the question I hadn't had time to post before, just in the moment. Oh, good. I'm gonna hit the arrow down. I might skip over a lot of things here. Diana, hi Kim. So I have been trying to do nice things for me. Good. Taking a break. Good. Going to nice beaches. Good. A dance class. I'm proud of you. Seeing my friends. I'm proud of you. Treat myself. Move. But as soon as I'm alone, I cry. It's okay. Cry. It's okay. Cry. Just get it out. Get it out. Just cry and take care of yourself. Keep doing what you're doing and don't stop. Keep treating yourself like gold, because you are gold. Okay? Period. Like you are saying, it's just that I'm trying to accept that the dream of being with him is finished. That is, I'm not going to go there with you. Okay? I'm not going to go there. We're trying to focus on the money part. Yes, do that. Focus on healing yourself, putting yourself first, and being abundant. 100% good. 100% keep doing that. You're going to cry. It's normal. It's part of being human. Just keep loving yourself, keep soothing yourself, and keep in that space. Okay. Just keep doing that. You're doing amazing, and I'm proud of you. Okay. Truth be told, I have a question. Every time I look for evidence, you shouldn't be looking for evidence. I should just drop it right there, but I'll keep reading. I find something extremely triggering. Okay. That's why you don't look for evidence. All right, guys, let's put it this way. If you are at a point in your life where you know that, because this is what the truth is, okay? You can do anything that you want and you can create anything that you want. And everything that we do to create and manifest, affirming, meditating, scripting, whatever you want to do, imagining, visualizing, all that stuff, which I love all of that. It's like break time for me. I love doing it. But technically speaking, we are all already naturally manifesting. You've already been manifesting your entire life. You just didn't realize it. You've always been affirming. You've always been imagining. You've always been ruminating. You've always been having conversations in your minds with people. You just didn't realize it. So if you could just learn how to do exactly what you've always done, become conscious and aware of it, and just shift everything to be in your favor, you're gold. What the reason why I'm saying this, and in response to truth be told, is technically speaking, you could affirm, you are powerful enough that you could affirm that I can look for all the evidence that I want in my life. I can look into the 3D. I can react to my 3D. I can look at this social media. I can do everything because I'm always going to manifest no matter what. And in fact, when I do these things, it actually works in my favor. If you can be strong enough to actually believe that, then you can do that. But the problem is, this is the truth. When and the reason, come on, we all can see how people are in their own ways, and everybody is constantly spiraling out of control and in fear because they're not seeing what they want manifest. That's the only reason why all these YouTubers who are using you guys and tapping into your fears with their clickbait, that's the only reason why their channels are blowing up, because they are preying on that thing that happens to us when we learn how to manifest, but we're actually in our fear. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is, if you want to keep looking at your 3D reality and keep getting triggered, if you think that you can get stronger by doing that, then keep doing it. If you find that you are becoming miserable and in anxiety and always scared and always worried, and you're like micromanaging every little thing and trying to control your 3D reality, technically speaking, you are not understanding law of assumption. You're not living from the end. You're not believing in your end, and you're not trusting in your end, or you wouldn't do those things. Okay. I hope that helps. Truth be told, I hate my insecurity. Don't. Love yourself with your insecurities. That's what causes hating your insecurity, is what caused separation. Okay. Everybody, I'm going to repeat that. Hating your insecurities is what causes your separation. Hating anything of yourself is not accepting yourself, is not loving yourself. When you do that, people in your reality have to mirror that back to you. How it will look is people leaving you, people treating you poorly, or it could just be the perception of somebody's about to abandon you. Maybe they're not really abandoning you, but you thought that they were, because you were seeing yourself from that lens of hating yourself with the insecurities. And then you were projecting those fears and wounds onto your honey bunny, onto your baby, onto your person. Okay. So they had to mirror it back to you. It's a divine, sacred experience to have, even though some people don't want to take it that deep and some people see it as being very shallow. It's deep to me. Guys, I still haven't talked about the whole topic I was supposed to talk about. The void state. I guess I'm not going to be able to. Okay, Diana, but the idea that it's all done with makes me really upset. Then don't think of it as being all done, but focus on yourself. Can you just literally take the entire thing, kind of wrap it up, put it on a shelf and leave it there? Just leave it there. Let it be. Just leave it alone. Stop thinking about it. You don't have to end it. You don't have to think of it as being over. Wrap it up and say, okay, literally, I'm putting this down. I'm just not going to think about it right now because I need to focus on things that matter more, like me, like the love for myself, because my life is precious and because life is short and nobody is promised tomorrow. Even though you can affirm for living a very long time, things happen. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay, Diana, and that's where I am going to Abdullah you. I am Abdullahing you, and I'm shutting the door and saying, that's it. So see yourself, love yourself, wrap the stuff up in a little box and put it on the shelf. You don't have to let it go, but you, even there, you keep going into the old story. So I am not going to meet you there. I am seeing you as being happy, healthy, whole, in love with yourself, and happy in life. That's how I see you. Okay. You know, like in theory, you know what to do, but now you have to execute it. Okay. I'm going to refer you again back to Neville Goddard. Study and learn it. And don't say, I know the law of assumption, because when you say things like that, you're proving to me that you don't. And I'm saying this with love. And if I was there with you, I would be giving you a big old hug right now. Bear squeeze. Sorry. Okay. So I said that with love. I hope you're not upset with me, but if you are, I'm sorry. Like, you have to deal with it. You have to become strong because you're strong. You're our goddess. You're a goddess in your reality. You are not. Okay. That's it. Okay, Sakita Nelson, Kim, I'm manifesting an SP out of thin air for a year. I'm an introvert, me too. I love it. And made my list. I am so worried about the how and when. So stop. You just, right. So stop. Stop worrying about the how and when. And being an introvert, I know that it comes with its own sets of challenges, like pros and cons, right? With everything. Being an introvert, I know, like for me, I don't, like, if I want to distract myself, if I'm trying to manifest something and I want to distract myself, it's not as easy because I tend not to go out and hang out with a lot of people. I tend not to go out and do a lot of things. I'm very much a homebody. I just love being home. I love being in my own little bubble, but I find plenty of things to entertain myself. I always get into like meditating, working out, listening to music, watching things that inspire me, reading things that inspire me, making videos, editing videos, seeing my clients. I love to go into my imaginal acts. I love, did I say reading and things like that? I love working out. I think I've already said that. I love my dogs. I'm very creative. So I love designing things. I love designing rooms and stuff. So those are the kinds of things as an introvert that I do. I don't know if that helps, but stop worrying about the how and when, because that's going to cause a delay. Oh boy. I think the heat just came on in my place and like I am sweating. Whew. So Lalila Ni, does he love me as deeply as I love him? You tell me. You tell me. Even though he is acting the complete opposite, he's mirroring you. He's mirroring you. That's his job. If this is like what I'm always talking about, deep soul connections, he's mirroring you. Okay. So let's see, what else do we have? So guys, the real Osita, Diana, that is done, but your story is not over. Just that part, the lesson has to be learned. Thank you, real Osita. Good, Diana. Good. Diana said, I'm not upset at all. Okay, so I love real Osita. Thank you for saying that to Diana. I love the love that you guys give to each other. I love this community. Diana wrote, I'm not upset at all. I love getting your advice. It gives me hope that I can be happy. Good. But okay. Yes, you can be happy, but who's in charge of making you happy? Your other person and having your other person, or you? This is actually part of, this is it. So get this lesson, right? Get this lesson, what this is teaching you, right? Love yourself. Make yourself happy. And then other people in your life can love you and make you happy. Don't run from yourself. Okay. H, yo, hey, yo, H, what up? The real Osita, I'm not worried about anything. I saw him. I gave him the music he inspired, and that is enough. No matter who or what he's been doing, my gift is beyond comparison, and that will make room for me. Amen. H, how to get over need to get apology first. Yeah. Like I tried to say to you in one of the videos that I put up and you commented, I remember that. How to get over getting the apology first is as simple as this. If you are living from the end of being back together with the love of your life, everything that had to happen on your end and on their end happened. And basically through the middle, which is where you are now, all of the things are happening now. Okay. If you take yourself out of the middle, and you put yourself and you live from the end of just trusting and knowing that that is going to happen, that's going to be your experience because it's meant to be your experience, because that's it. Creation is all done. An apology happened, right? An apology happened. If apologies have to happen, they will happen. And I always say, no matter what happened in the 3D, when two people are separated and you're doing your work and they're doing their work, whether you see it or not, you don't know what's going on. You can't see what's going on in somebody's mind, okay? You don't see movement that way. But if you trust that it's happening, it's happening. Everything that they have to do to grow and to trust and to learn how to love, they're doing. They're doing it because, and you're doing it, and they're reflecting you. Okay. When you guys, however it is that happens, that brings the two of you guys back together, and it's not up to you to figure that part out, but whatever does happen, there's going to be a time where you're going to be face to face and you're both going to be apologizing to each other. It's not just going to be, I know that right now, from your perspective, if you're in that state of they owe me an apology, you need to forgive them, because they were your mirror. They were just showing you what needs to be healed within you, like your trust issues, right? Like most likely that's what it is with all of us. Your trust issues came up because it said, I know that you really love this person, but you don't trust this person, not because of this person, because of what your exes did to you. So you're bringing all your exes into the relationship with you. And now you're afraid as you know what. You're afraid AF. And you're falling for this whole illusion. You're projecting all of those fears, all of those nasty things that you experience with your nasty ex. You're projecting that nasty stuff onto your honey bunny. Your honey bunny didn't want to hurt you, right? But they're your mirror. So anyway, what I'm trying to say here is the apology happened in the middle. You may not see it yet, but it happened in the middle. If you're living from the end, then just trust and know that it will happen. So when you're living from the end, that you guys are back together and happy, you don't need the apology anymore. If you're being the version of you that trusts that the end with you and your person being happily married together, spending the rest of your life together. And you guys, if you can envision that you guys are like cuddled up at night, waking up, like loving each other, kissing each other, holding each other, making love, whatever. Like if you can live from the end of that and know that that is going to be your future with this person, don't you think that an apology happened before that could happen? Yes. So that's what I mean. Don't need the apology anymore, because if you're living from the end, the apology happened. Does that make sense? H. Oh boy, lots of questions here. Oh, and you just finished the 50 meditation. Good. So H, that I hope that helps. Marie M, Kim is right about putting it all aside and focusing on yourself. The few months I put it all aside, quote unquote, trying to manifest certain things, and many things just started flowing in. Listen to Kim. Thank you. Thank you, Marie M. Thank you for that. Space versus pitch. I feel like when I really get into the state, guys, you know what? I made a video earlier about the void state. So when it's done editing, I also am about to be putting up a video of parallel realities at some point later on today. It's actually editing from my phone right now. Someday, I'm hoping that someday, I don't know, whatever the future is of filming, I'll probably, I like to do things multiple at once. It's like I almost have to stay interested. So I edited on my phone. I'm now doing this. At some point today, I'll put that video of parallel realities up, and then I did another video. I don't know how it came out yet on the void state. I was intending on talking about that in the live, but obviously I like where this is going, so I'm not going to interrupt this. So just FYI. Okay, so I feel like this is space versus pitch. I feel like when I really get into the state, when it feels the most real to me, that she's truly mine and we belong to each other. Right. It's when the doubt comes in strongest. That's okay. That's because think of the doubt like this. I'm going to give you guys an analogy because I love these. You've had years of We've all had years of pain and worry and doubts and fears and insecurities. And they are deeply rooted from experiences that we had most likely growing up. And then we didn't realize that we were bringing them forth. And we were basically, at some point, we were just kind of duplicating and like copy and paste this experience onto this person, copy and paste this onto this relationship, copy and paste it onto that. And as years go by, those things, we don't realize that we're creating these things. So now we're getting more and more experiences just to keep proving to ourselves, yeah, those insecurities, you're right. People suck. You can't trust women. Women are dangerous. Men cheat, or women cheat, or relationships are scary, or love is unsafe and love is unhealthy, and love equals pain. Things like that. Those are all lies and illusions of your ego. And you can shift and you can heal. It doesn't have to take years. It doesn't, something wrong. Something is going on here. Okay. It doesn't have to take years, but you can shift through those things, okay? Those thoughts, this is for you, space versus pitch. Those thoughts are very comfortable. Like if you imagine all of those thoughts, like they're all comfy and cozy and they're all like kind of like really comfortable, right? Because they've been there for so long, and you start to add in all of these new thoughts. Those thoughts of your ego, they're like getting all disturbed. They're getting annoyed. You're waking them up. You're shining a light on them. And they're like, stop. I'm trying to sleep. I'm comfortable in here. F you. And they're going to give you, no. Don't even try it, because here's the truth. And they're going to be fighting you and battling you. You have to just do the work when the stuff comes up. Thank you. No, thank you. I know you're trying to protect me. This is a lie. This is an illusion. This is what I deserve because I'm more than worthy. Go through whatever your affirmations are, do the inner work, and shift back into your end when you can, after taking care of yourself, the way I always say, okay? Okay, I hope that helps, space versus pitch. Yeah, you hear you're crazy thinking you can just feel that way. That's okay. That's normal. It's normal. And then 8-year relationship, almost 9 months, no contact now. You may have been spending a lot of this time constantly questioning yourself and constantly thinking, yeah, I'm crazy. This isn't going to happen. Right? So if that's what you're doing while you're doing the inner work, then that's going to win. But you can shift. You can shift today, this afternoon. Always go general. Like when you're really spiraling down a lot, like with Diana, always go general, go broad. You want to, like, you're zoomed in, you want to zoom out and see yourself, like really see yourself as, I'm creating all of this. I take full responsibility of this. I understand this now. I know that I'm a powerful manifester. Study the law, trust in God, always hand things over. And when you really, really understand and get law of assumption, it'll make a big difference. I'm telling you, you guys will shift. Sometimes I think you guys are understanding in theory and it's all still conceptual. You have to live it. And Diana wrote, yes, I know I have to be happy for myself. I realize that I still have to deal with him for some business things. It's okay. And cannot completely cut him off. I still want to see some of the business succeed. Yeah, just do you. Just do you. And just keep it coming back. Just keep it coming back. Do what's best for you and only you. Right now, it has to be all about you. Sakita, I'm going to take your advice that you gave to someone else and put the worries on the shelf. Good. All right. And let me just go back and make sure I got all of space versus pitch. Yeah, I think I got you, right? H, can my end be something like, babe, we let the past go, but I want to take it one day at a time? You can make your end be whatever you want. If you're always going to evolve, and the story is always going to progress and evolve into something else. If what you want at the end of the day is being married, and if when you focus and imagine yourself being married, if it's too much for you to be able to accept and you're just having too much resistance, you can scale that back to whatever you want, to wherever place you want in your storyline. Okay. But always do go to your end and don't mess with the middle. There's a reason why they call it the messy middle. So let's see. Okay. Did I answer that question for you, H? So can my end, your end can be at any point that you want it to be. Totally fine. Whatever feels good. Just have it be from a place that you're thinking of it from a place of having and not of, you don't want to be affirming from a state of lack. You don't want to be affirming from the place of not having. You want to be affirming from the place and the state of we're together, we're happy, life is good, we're healed, we're strong together, we're stable together, we make an amazing team together, we're supportive, we love each other. It's like ride or die, like you are my person. And they're telling you all of this too. You're everything to me. You're my dream come true. You know, somewhere along the line, an apology, something like, and I don't want you don't want to focus too much on the apology because then you're not focusing on your end, but apologies would look something like, I'm sorry, like, I just was out of my mind. Like, I was seeing all of my fears come up. I was projecting all of my fears on you. I wasn't trusting that this kind of love could actually be real because it really was scary for me because it felt too good to be true. Like, you amaze me and you're so ridiculously incredible that I couldn't believe that you actually exist. It felt too good to be true and it felt too scary. Like, that is what you can imagine. You can imagine that kind of like, and I'm sorry that I put you through everything. I'm sorry, but thank you for loving me. Thank you for holding space for me, and thank you for loving me, because you are the love of my life, and I'm so happy that we can have the second chance, or third chance, or fourth chance, or fifth chance, whatever chance it is. Okay. Thanks for answering, Kim. So space versus pitch. Thanks for answering, Kim. Still doing your I'm my baby's baby meditation almost daily while looking at pictures of us together. That's very sweet, and of just her, along with self-concepts and other stuff. Still a challenge though. Okay. If you decide, if anybody wants coaching, just click on, usually all of my videos, if you go to coreunion.com and you click on I think the link on the top says one-on-one coaching, or you can just scroll down even on the homepage. You can see all of the packages I have. You can get just a 30-minute quick session if we can be super laser focused. Usually the first session should be an hour, but you can do a quick 30-minute session just to kind of get back in your center, get grounded again. And usually I can really see where your limits are, like blind spots, whatever. But if you want, anybody, you can click on my website, just book the package online, and then email me your backstory, and then I'll reply with the first available. And then we can just overcome your limiting beliefs. It's not hard. The space versus pitch. Oh, I read that. H, there was a 3P like 7 months ago, no contact since then because I begged her to stay. Okay. I'm still forgiving myself for that. Yeah, be gentle with yourself. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in you begging. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, cut to the scene, you guys laughing together. Like, you guys laughing over the whole thing together, that someday you will laugh about this. I know it's hard to believe, but you will. Don't worry about begging. It's okay. You were in your feelings. It's okay. You're lovable. So she better beg to come back. See, stop that. No, you're still blaming her and you're still separating her from you. You don't want to create a version of your person that would be a begging version. You want to get yourself strong, and you want to see them as being strong, and you guys are equals. You guys are equals. It's mutual. You guys are equally powerful. You don't want to create somebody to be begging for you. You don't want to create somebody to be chasing you. You don't want to create somebody to be in pain or in need out of making yourself feel better because of what they did to me. That, I'm just going to tell you straight up, that does not create what you want. That will manifest everything that you don't want. Okay. I'm just being completely straightforward with you. Think about the state that is. Really think about, where is that energy? It's in the state of lack. And I'm just saying if that's what you meant by that. Okay. Christina, what happens to our souls if we won't reconnect? I don't know what you mean. What happens to our souls if we won't reconnect? If we won't reconnect to our soul, Nothing. Our soul is still there. Our higher self is still there. Our God is always there. It's what happens to us. Oh, I almost knocked over my glass. I always do that when I'm on live. Nothing happens to our souls. Nothing happens to our higher self. Nothing ever happens to God. All that constant, all that pure, all that divine, all that powerful, all everything. Okay. It's what happens to us. It's what we put ourselves through when we're thinking and feeling from an end of not having, fear, separation, worry, doubt, basically when we're living in and from our egos, from our wounds. So nothing, Christina, happens to our souls. Our souls, pure. There you go, H. That can't happen. That's right. Real Osita, I cannot wait to wake up with him every morning. Amen. I feel warm inside. I love that man. Good. Good. It's good. And keep loving yourself too. All right, guys. I'm going to be signing off. I'll give someone else another chance for a question, and then I'll be putting up my video. Of parallel realities at some point, hopefully today, if I get the editing done, and possibly a void state video. If that video came out good, I haven't had a chance to look at it and I haven't edited it yet. So one more question, and then I got to sign off, feed my dogs, and enjoy this beautiful Saturday. Christina, if reuniting to our SP won't work, why wouldn't it work? You're the creator. Why wouldn't it work? The real Osita, listen, life happens and nothing is greater than love. Drop the ego. My love and I are one, period. I caught him looking at my breasts. Oh my God. That's awesome. Oh my God. I got him. I confessed to everything. Oh, real Osita. I love that. I love your comment. I caught him looking at my breasts. Amen. Oh God, you're so funny. Okay, H, I have to give it to women here. They make LOA so easy. For me, just letting go of resentment is a big deal. Well, you literally just told yourself exactly what you need to do. So do it, right? Get out of your own way. Christina, how come some people show up and reflect how we love ourselves and some people mirror all our insecurities at the same time? It's part of your self-concept. So let's just say, for example, that everyone in your life loves and supports you and treats you like gold, right? That means that you have a very healthy self-concept and love for yourself. If, let's say, in a love relationship with just that kind of romantic relationship, if you always tend to have a pattern of certain things happening, then part of your self-concept is that love and relationships are unhealthy and scary. So that's where you want to look at that. You're unsafe for whatever reason, or you're not enough. Like those are bringing up the deeper wounds of not being worthy for whatever reason. Or if you've always had healthy romantic relationships and this thing is just happening with this one person, then it's actually just a matter of you seeing the best in this one person. That's it. Like somehow they did something that triggered a fear in you and you didn't realize it, but you started projecting what you thought that they were and how you thought that they were. And you basically created them to be the bad guy in your reality. So your self-concept is everything from how others see you, how you see yourself, how you see yourself with others, how you see yourself in particular kinds of relationships, then how you see specific people. So Christina, that answers your question, right? I don't know what your specific situation is. And if it's just that you had this problem with this one person, if it is, then you just need to see this one person better. You need to see them in their highest light. Okay. Adriana, hi. I told my SP I would never reach out again since he ignored me. Well, I want him to chase me though. What do I do? It's been 2 years of an on and off. Okay. Maybe you didn't catch the rest of the live. So when people ignore us, it's because like when people turn from us, it's like we're turning from part of ourselves. Either you believe this about them or you believe this about you with this kind of relationship, or both. If you are coming from a place and living from a place of wanting somebody to chase you, then you're not living from the end of being in a healthy, happy, stable relationship. If you want to experience unhealthy, kind of toxic relationships with people, then stay on this course of wanting him to chase you, because you are basically going to be creating an unhealthy situation with this person that I don't think you are going to want in your life. If you're trying to get revenge because of how they hurt you, remember, they didn't intentionally hurt you. They were your divine mirror and just showing you, this is what you think about me, or this is what you think about you when you fall in love, or this is what you think about yourself in a relationship, because relationships are maybe unsafe or scary or whatever. Okay. So in other words, stop blaming the mirror and just look at yourself, realize that all the work is to be done on yourself, and then the mirror will reflect differently. But if you're trying to continually, deliberately manifest a specific person back in your life, if this was a deep soul connection, because that's the only ones that I really think matter. You can manifest anything, but these are the only ones that I really care about. You need to see them as ready and loving and strong and powerful after you see yourself as being these things, that being in love is safe, that relationships are healthy and a source of happiness, and things like that. Okay. There is no chasing in a healthy relationship. You can think of them as being obsessive with you in a healthy, cute way. Like, we are crazy and obsessive over loving each other. We are addicted to each other in a sexy, healthy way, not in a sick and twisted, unhealthy way. Okay. Like, be all about each other, be all into each other, be chasing each other all over the house because you cannot get enough of each other. That kind of chasing, awesome, all day, all night. The other kind of chasing, no bueno, not good. You're going to be creating what you don't want. So I would stop it if I were you. Okay. I love you guys. I'm going to be signing off now. I'll post the other video at some point today if I finish editing it. And I love our time together, and I hope it helped. Oh, do me a favor. It just helps the channel. It really does actually help. Please like this video because it helps with, you guys know the YouTube algorithm. It helps support the channel, and it's going to help me be able to grow so I can continue to give this kind of free teaching and content out. Okay. I would appreciate it. I love you. And let's see. One more. Adriana, I do think it is. He's the one that always calls it off. Yes, I meant in a healthy way. Okay, good. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'm going to be